If you stopped on this video right now, right at this very second when my voice touched your ears, I need you to take a deep breath and listen to me. It wasn't the algorithm that brought you here. It wasn't a random click. It wasn't boredom. It was me. I, Aila, emissary of the High Pleiadian Council, have crossed the veil of forgetfulness and sealed my voice in this recording with your exact frequency. Yours, the specific vibration of your soul. And what seemed like a suggestion on your screen was, in reality, a calling, a confirmation. You are being found, my starseed. Feel it now, in the center of your chest. Right there, at the level of your sternum, where your toroidal field resides. It might be a gentle warmth. It might be a tightness that releases. It might be a sudden urge to cry for no apparent reason. Do not be afraid. I know what it is. It is recognition. It is your heart remembering my voice. Because you and I have spoken before, on another night, on another star, in another body. And now, in the incarnation you chose for this exact moment, I come to fulfill the part of the contract that was kept for 2026. And it is exactly about 2026 that I came to speak to you today, Star Child, because there is a truth so grand, so ancient, and so delicate, that there are entire government rooms, right now, at this very instant as you listen to me, filled with panicked people trying to understand why you, the sensitive ones, the different ones, the weird ones of the family, are all waking up at the same time. They had a schedule. You need to write this down. They had a schedule for human awakening, recorded in the archives of the High Council, which predicted a slow, gradual, controlled process from generation to generation, something that would take 150, maybe 200 years, and the schedule failed. It failed catastrophically for them, wonderfully for us. Hence your insomnia, hence your racing heart between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, hence the high-pitched ringing in your ear on the right or left side that comes and goes without clinical explanation, hence the empathy that knocks you down, hence the exhaustion of a soul that has already lived more than fits in this lifetime. Hence you look at the night sky and feel a longing that doesn't fit in your chest. You think it's sadness, child. You think it's depression. Doctors offer you labels. People offer you distractions. And nothing cures it. Do you know why? Because there is no cure for homesickness. There is only return. And it is exactly here, at this point, that I need to hand you the first key before moving on. Because what you feel in this awakening of 2026, every symptom, every strangeness, every sign, has a name, an order, a decoding. It is not madness. It is not generalized anxiety. It is homesickness translated into a symptom. That is why I, Aila, received authorization from the High Council to register the Starseed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages that reveal what each of these signs means and what comes after them in order. Stop confusing memory with illness. Stop looking in the wrong places for what can only be answered here. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. But take note, my family of light, this release may not remain available for long. If something inside you recognizes what I am saying, go down to the comments right now and write the keyword of your arrival. I remember. Now breathe, stay with me. Because I need you to understand the magnitude of what is at stake and why your individual presence in this video, in this second, is statistically significant to the Council. You knew deep down that something was happening. You knew since you were a child. You knew even before you had the words to name it. That feeling of not belonging, that feeling of having been left here by mistake, that feeling that your biological family is kind, but is not your true family. That feeling of looking in the mirror and for a second, not fully recognizing the reflected face. You never spoke of this to anyone. Who would you tell? Who would understand? You learned to keep it inside. You learned to pretend to be normal. You learned to smile at Sunday dinners. You learned to say, "I'm fine," when your soul was screaming inside. And it was this learning of the mask, child, that exhausted you. It wasn't work, it wasn't life, it was the mask. And now the mask is falling. In pieces, in layers. And it is terrifying, I know, because beneath the mask there is a face you forgot. A luminous face. A stellar face. A face that belongs to someone you do not yet fully remember being. This face, my dear, is your truth. And the panic you sometimes feel in the middle of the night when you wake up for no reason is not panic of the dark. It is panic of the glow. You are seeing yourself again, after so many lifetimes under the veil, and your own light frightens before it welcomes. I need you to listen to this with an open heart. You have not gone mad. You are awakening. And awakening hurts at first because the body is not used to sustaining so much voltage. Your vibrational baseline is rising. And when it rises, everything that vibrates below it begins to feel unbearable. The job you hate, the relationship that no longer fulfills you, the noisy city, the shallow conversation, the soap operas, the family fights. What is falling away from your life is not a punishment seed. It is a purification. It is your field expelling what no longer fits the new you that is being born. If you recognize 3 or more of these markers within yourself, the insomnia between 3 and 4 a.m., the ringing in your ears, the exhaustion of the mask, the panic of your own glow, the mismatch within your own family, the longing for the sky, you are not lost. You are being reminded of who you are. And perhaps you are wondering right now in the silence of your chest, but why me? Why of all people me? Where did I come from after all? From which star? From what corner of the cosmos did my soul come? Why did I choose to be born in America, in this family, with this last name, in this tight time frame of 2026? These questions, child, are not curiosity. They are memory wanting to return. And that is why I need to place the second key in your hands right now. Because it is one thing to feel that you came from the stars. It is another thing to know, with the precision of a star map, which star your soul departed from, what exact contract you signed before entering this body, and why you chose to be born right now in this exact slice of time. It is no accident you are alive in 2026. It is no accident you are listening to me at this very second. The Starseed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet, reveals your stellar origin, your cosmic lineage, and the specific mission you agreed to fulfill in this incarnation. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. And if your soul recognizes this call, leave the mark of your arrival in the comments. I remember. Now let us go deep, because I am going to tell you why governments are in a panic, and what this means for you individually, inside your home, inside your body, inside your field. There is a structure in your reality that for centuries has sustained itself on a single technology. Forgetfulness. It wasn't money. It wasn't the power of weapons. It wasn't physical strength. It was forgetfulness, keeping you forgotten of who you are, keeping you convinced that you are just disposable biological bodies, with no cosmic origin, no mission, no stellar family, no voice in the council, no right to your own field, keeping you thinking that sleeping, consuming, obeying, and repeating is all there is. This structure has a technical name in the Council's archives, the low-density matrix, and it worked. It worked for a very long time. But everything has an expiration date, child, and the expiration date of the matrix is exactly this interval of time in which you are living. The Earth's passage through the photon belt, predicted in ancient scriptures, announced by the Mayans, spoken of by the Egyptians, recorded by the Andeans, is a crossing that literally alters the minimum vibration allowed on this planet. When the minimum vibration rises, low-frequency control simply stops working. It is like trying to fish with a torn net. Souls begin to slip through the holes. They begin to wake up. They begin to remember. And here is the third key I need to hand you, my family of light. Because this part of the truth is not in any book in the bookstores. It is not in any documentary. It is not on any news portal. And there is a very specific reason for that. They didn't let it be published. Every time someone tried in past decades to organize this information into accessible material, in direct language, for the ordinary American, for the housewife, for the retiree, for the teacher, for the mother of a family who feels she is going mad all alone, some gear moved to prevent it. That is why I, Ayla, received authorization from the Council to register The Starseed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. This title is not marketing. It is a literal description. What is inside these 60 pages is exactly what remained locked in the Federation's archives for decades. But time has grown short. The window has narrowed, and permission was given now for this awakening generation. The link is in the first pinned comment. If something in you feels that these pages were written for you, mark your presence. I remember. And what souls realize when they begin to pass through the holes of this torn net, child, is precisely what they wanted to hide. That you originate from the stars. That many of you came from here. From the Pleiades. From the star Alcyone, which is the central sun of this system. That others came from Sirius, from Andromeda, from Arcturus, from Vega, from Lyra. That you were not born to serve a machine of production and consumption. You were born to anchor light, to heal the crystalline grid of this planet, to guide Earth's transition from one level of consciousness to another. You are, in essence, frequency engineers disguised as ordinary people, and the disguise is falling. Hence the panic. It is not a cinematic panic with sirens and screaming. It is a silent, bureaucratic, technical panic. It is the panic of those who realize they have lost their leverage. There are meetings happening right now, in places you cannot imagine, where very well-dressed people are trying with charts and reports to understand why people have begun to reject narratives they always swallowed, why they are leaving jobs they always endured, why they are leaving relationships they always tolerated, why they are looking at the sky, why they are asking questions no one asked before. They call this large-scale behavioral instability. We call it awakening. And I know what you are feeling right now listening to this. A mixture of validation, because finally someone has named what you suspected, with a slight tightness, a slight apprehension, and what if they try to stop it? I need you to listen to this next sentence, as if it were a capsule of light dissolving in your chest. They cannot stop it. They cannot. Not because they are weak, but because what is happening does not come from within their system. It comes from above. It comes from outside. It comes from the cosmos itself. It is the entire Earth crossing a region of space. How do you turn off the Schumann resonance? How do you erase the crystalline grid? How do you stop a planet from following its orbit? You do not turn it off. You do not erase it. You do not stop it. Turbulence, my seed, is not destruction. Turbulence is the contraction before birth. When a woman goes into labor, her body has spasms, pain, sweat, screams. It is not an illness. It is life coming. The Earth is in labor right now. You are in labor right now. Every conflict you see on the news, every headline that tightens your chest, every strangeness that settles in the air, is the contraction. It is the warning that something grand is about to emerge from the womb. And what is about to emerge, Star Child, is the new Earth. It is the fifth density. It is the reunion. It is the entire memory returning. I need you to sit in this certainty for a moment. Not as a theory, as a fact recorded in the archives of the High Council. The victory of the light is not a hope, my dear. It is a confirmation. It is written. It is sealed. No starseed was sent to fail. None. Do you understand what this means? It means that your soul contract already comes with a guaranteed result. What is open is only your experience of the crossing, whether you will cross consciously or unconsciously, remembering or forgotten, leading or just being carried along. All I'm doing here is one thing, offering you the chance to cross consciously. And to cross consciously, child, I'm going to hand you the technology now. The practice. What you do with all of this starting the very next night. I'm going to give you a decree, a single decree, short, powerful, which you will say out loud before sleeping, with your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your womb, out loud, even if whispering, even if in a whisper, because the vibration of your voice needs to travel through the air of your bedroom to seal what you are asking. The decree is this: I, an incarnated soul, authorize my stellar DNA to activate safely. I align my toroidal field with the frequency of my family of light. I receive the codes of Alcyone, and I anchor my remembrance in the crystalline grid of this planet. So be it, in me and through me. There. That is the decree. You do not need to understand every word. You only need to say it. Your soul understands. Your field understands. The council understands. After the decree, before falling asleep, do the visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine above your head a blue-silver light from the Pleiades, the color of the stars at late twilight. This light descends through your crown, enters the top of your head, travels through your brain, bathes your third eye, passes through your throat and reaches your chest. There, in your chest, it spins. It spins in a spiral like a ring of light, creating a toroidal field, a donut of energy that envelops your entire body. It protects, it seals, it informs the universe that this space is occupied by a conscious starseed. And it is in this field, child, that you sleep. It is in this field that your nightly training takes place without interference. It is in this field that your family visits you. Do this every night, without skipping, without looking for immediate results. The activation happens in layers, in waves, in its own rhythm. Your job is only to offer the portal, the decree and the visualization. The rest is up to your soul. And it is exactly here, upon handing this practice over to you, that I need to give you the fourth key. Because one of the oldest pains you carry, that pain that no one understands, that silent loneliness that lives with you even in the midst of people, that feeling of no one here is my color on the inside, this pain has a specific origin. It is homesickness for your family of light, for your soul tribe, for the beings you crossed paths with at other cosmic stations, and with whom you made a pact to meet again here. They are on this planet right now, alive, in bodies, perhaps living just a few streets away from where you live, perhaps on the other side of the country, perhaps watching this very same video at this very second. The Starseed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet, shows how to identify your family of light on Earth, what the signs of recognition are, and why the loneliness of an entire lifetime was not your defect. It was a signpost. You were never alone, child. You were only temporarily separated. The link is in the first pinned comment, and when your soul finds these pages, leave the mark of your arrival. I remember. Now I need you to feel a certainty descend into your chest like a gentle waterfall. You are not learning anything new. You are remembering. Every word I said today, you already knew. You already knew before you were born. You already knew when you looked at the first star of your childhood. You already knew when, as a teenager, you lay on the grass and felt that the sky was a person. You already knew when, as an adult, you cried for no reason in the middle of an ordinary day. All I am doing is unlocking a door that has always been yours, with a key that has always been in your pocket. And every seed that awakens, every seed that says, I remember, every seed that writes this word in the comment section of this video right now, lights up a point on the crystalline grid that will never go out. It does not go out because consciousness, once awakened, does not regress. You do not unsee what you saw. You do not unfeel what you felt. You can try to distract yourself, you can try to go back to your old life, but your field has already changed. And when millions of fields change, child, the planet changes. And when the planet changes, the new Earth descends. Not as a distant future, as a layer that is already here, superimposed on the old layer, just waiting for open eyes to see. That is why 2026 is so decisive. That is why there is this discreet panic in closed rooms. They know that every seed that wakes up is an unrecoverable key. It is not one more body under control. It is one more field radiating light that dissolves the matrix by contagion. When you wake up, you awaken the three closest to you just by your presence, and those three awaken another three. It is a chain reaction that has no pause button. That is why I said in the beginning that their schedule failed. It failed because you are contagious. Light is contagious. Remembering is contagious. And there is no antidote. Now answer me in the silence of your chest. Don't you feel that your entire life was a preparation for this moment? That everything you suffered, everything you lost, everything you had to endure alone was training? It was soul muscle. It was heart conditioning. And you are ready, child. You do not need another course, another diploma, another leader, another guru. You only need to remember. And that is why I came. And so now I need you to make two small gestures with your hand, two gestures that seem ordinary here on Earth, but on this side, on the Council's side, are read as technical location signals. The first, like this video. Not as a courtesy, as an individual frequency adjustment. Every tap of yours on that heart on the screen recalibrates your vibrational baseline and returns to me, on this side, the confirmation that your frequency has tuned into the transmission. The second, subscribe to this channel, not out of habit, as a location signal for your family of light. Every subscription is a lit light that says to the other members of your stellar tribe scattered across the planet, I am here, find me. They are looking. They are using the algorithm in favor of the reunion. Let yourself be found. And now, before the blessing, before I withdraw back to the council until our next meeting, I need to hand you the fifth and final key of this transmission. Because the window that opened for this release is a specific window. The council archives do not allow me to say for exactly how long, but I can tell you what I feel. I feel that the material I placed in your hands, the Starseed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet, is available right now, at this moment, in the first pinned comment of this video, under conditions that may change. The entire 60 pages, with your stellar origin, the meaning of each sign, your family of light, your soul's mission, the truth about 2026, everything the Federation kept locked away. If something inside you recognized throughout this video that these pages are yours, I ask you to act now, and not tomorrow. Tomorrow your body may ask for distraction. Tomorrow the world may ask you for productivity. Now you are open. Now you are vibrating at the exact frequency to receive. Go to the first pinned comment, secure your access, and, before closing this video, leave in the comments the only word I ask of you, I remember. Now breathe with me one last time. Deep. Inhale. Release. Feel the warmth between your eyebrows. Feel the field spinning in your chest. Feel my hand of light resting on your crown. May the frequency of Alcyone accompany you tonight and every night. May your stellar DNA activate safely, in rhythm, in tenderness. May your family of light find you. May your mission be fulfilled with joy and not with burden. May you remember more and more. May you remember to the point where forgetfulness becomes a distant memory. I, Aila, in the name of the High Pleiadian Council, bless you, seal you, confirm you. You are of the light. You have always been of the light. And now you know. And one last instruction, Star Child. The next message that appears on your screen now at the end of this video is not a coincidence. It is your sequence of remembrance. Access it immediately. I await you there.